So what do I do if ICE or another law enforcement agency comes knocking at my door? Generally speaking, government law enforcement agencies are free to go any place your organization that the public may go. If you have a waiting room or a lobby and it's freely open to the public and they wish to enter it, I'm not aware of any valid argument that would prevent law enforcement from also entering. However, if you're a private business in which the public is not generally free to enter, that changes the analysis. If law enforcement has reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed, they could detain people, determine if probable cause exists to make an arrest. Also, if they're executing on a judicial search warrant or arrest warrant, you should ask them politely to see the warrant since they're obligated to show you the warrant. Do not interfere with their duties unless you want to be arrested. If there's going to be a challenge to the search warrant or the arrest warrant, now is not the time to do it. The time to challenge or dispute the warrant will be in front of a judge at a later date with the prosecution also present. However, you may ask for a copy of the warrant, be it a search warrant or an arrest warrant. The search warrant is the only document that will give law enforcement the right to engage in a search of private property. And that search warrant must have been signed by a judge within a reasonable time of its execution, specifically identifying the property to be searched and what the search is for. An arrest warrant, on the other hand, authorizes law enforcement to arrest the person, specifically identified in the warrant, but it does not authorize them to enter private property to execute and seize upon the person, unless they are granted or specific consent or permission by the property owner or tenant. Basically, the arrest warrant allows the police to arrest the person once the police encounters them, but it does not compel anyone to allow a search of the premises. If ICE has a search warrant that specifically identifies your location, they get in. If they have an arrest warrant without your permission to enter, they can't get in. ICE agents and all government agents must respect the limitations imposed upon them. However, you may find in some situations that some law enforcement agents believe that using threats or bullying will permit them to get whatever they want.